and welcome to my channel. My name is Andrea and today we're going to talk all about Fuller House. Finally finished the first season. The thing was that I road tripped down to LA. I live in the Bay Area. So literally I road tripped down to LA and I watched all the episodes that way down, and the rest of the ones that I had left over I watched them on the way up. So we're going to talk about Fuller House. I really wanted to make a video about it because when I heard they were going to make a second Full House, I died and I was like, I'm ready. John Stamos, Jeff Franklin is going to do great with this. The first stuff I want to say is the first season was great. I am so happy that they got picked up for a second season. I love the way that they took the new direction of the show. It was a little more cheesier and comedian-like than how serious Full House was. I know a lot of people were upset about that and a lot of people loved it. It was kind of 50-50 on that. I liked it because all the references like to Mary-Kate and Ashley and things like that, they were just hilarious to me. I love the comedian route that they took. Most shows, I feel like when they try to do something like that, it doesn't work out. But with Fuller House, I think they did a great job with it. Basically, it's like the second generation of Full House. Full House is basically about Danny and then Jesse and Joey, and they were just kind of raising the girls and things like that. So this way, the roles were kind of switched. It's about DJ and she lost her husband. That's why it's called Fuller House, because her last name was Fuller. It's her and her 3 boys. The first episode, guys, I literally teared up. I got really emotional. It was just so good to see everyone. And they used everyone that was there, like even Nikki and Alex. You see everyone. I mean, like, I know everyone else has done little things here and there, but it was just so good to see like everyone. And they did like their little before and after pictures. And Danny's like, well, I'm gonna sell the house now. And then dude's just like, well, I'll live here basically. And because they're all moving down to LA and things like that. So it was really good to see everyone be together again, and I don't know, I really love the way they did the first episode. Stephanie walks in and she's like, where's my little sister? And they're like, she's in New York. Like, the way they all looked at the camera and they're like, she's in New York. Like, they broke that fourth wall and I loved it. It ends up being Candace, who is DJ, and then Jody, who is Stephanie, and Andrea, who is Kimmy. They're kind of like the Uncle Jesse, Joey, and Danny, and the roles are kind of reversed, and they're all going to help DJ because she lost her husband, raise her 3 kids, who is Jackson, Max, and Tommy, and they were literally the cutest little boys ever. And then Kimmy also has a daughter who is Ramona, and that girl is like, I love her. She just, like, the lines she got, they were amazing. Like I said, we saw a lot of familiar faces, like Steve. Steve came back. It was so good to see Scott on the show and things like that. Like, it was just really cool. Matt, who is kind of like Steve's rival, and they both want to get to DJ and things like that. So they end up running a clinic together. You know, it's good to see Stephanie be all feisty and be like Uncle Jesse. And then, you know, of course, Kimmy Gibbler gets to be like Joey, who's all goofball. DJ's a little more sophisticated, and she's just kind of like her dad. And I love how Max was like the dad, too. Like, he was just so adorable. Like, the kids got to meet Jackson. Like, I love the way that the kids portray the show. They're kind of like DJ, Stephanie, and Michelle when they were little. And there's also Ramona, but she was not like Kimmy. Like, she was kind of like the opposite of Kimmy. And I loved how Fernando, who is Kimmy's ex-husband but ends up being her husband at the end, like, the way he asked to divorce her and then get remarried to her was just so freaking cute to me. But I loved how the roles were reversed in that way. Like, Kimmy and Ramona aren't alike there. She's like a little more like older, and I feel like Ramona was a little more serious than, but she was still funny and I loved her, but I feel like it was a little more like opposite than Kimmy. So I loved how at the end, like, there's even a part where she was like, well, one of us has to be an adult in this family. So good to see Lori on the show too, who is Becky Donaldson. To be completely honest with you, it just brought me back to the 90s, and it's so good to see her favorite show get picked up again and spin it off to being a different version of it. And it actually being good, you know, something like Full House, which is something that we had for a bunch of seasons, and it's just like America's favorite show. For them to get picked up years later and get a spin-off of that, and it goes so well. Like, they already have a season 2, which I'm so excited for. I honestly loved it. I loved the way it ended too. I loved how at the end it like DJ had to pick between Matt and Steve, and she ended up picking herself, which just kind of leaves it open for season 2. Like, I wonder what's gonna happen. Totally love how Stephanie got to date a Giants player. Just saying. I love how they threw that in. I had so many favorite parts, but we're gonna talk about the elephant in the room is that Mary-Kate and Ashley were not in this season, and you know, I love the puns that they threw at them. From what I heard, I don't know if it's true, is that they just didn't want to do it. To be honest with you, like, the show was good without them. It would have been good to see them, at least a phone call, like when they call them in that one episode and they're like, you got it, dude, and all that. Like, it would have been good to like just hear one of their voices. I don't know why it's such a big deal and they didn't want to do it. I know so many fans wanted to see them in the show, and it kind of sucks that they didn't want to do it, but at the same time, you gotta respect their opinions. Me personally, before I saw the show, I was like, damn, they're not gonna be in it, what? But then after watching the show, I mean, I don't think they were really missed. I mean, the way that they played as they're like in New York doing their own thing. And all I'm gonna say is I need way more than 13 episodes, so I'm so excited they got a season 2. But I just want to know your guys' favorite part. Totally was shipping Jackson with Ramona. Like, even though he like really likes that Lola girl who was like her friend from school, there's something about them that I'm like, if there's a season 2, like, I hope they portray that a little more, because I don't know if that's just me trying to ship people like always in TV shows, but I really would like that. There was a little situations where she was left out or he was left out, and I'm like, could that be, or maybe that's just my imagination. I'd love to know what you guys thought about Fuller House. I'd love to talk to you guys in the comments and things like that. I really think it was a good first season, and I'm so happy that they got picked up for a second one. I love the comedian aspect that they're going. I mean, Full House in general was more serious, but it was also comedian-like. So I like the cheesy puns that they put into the show, like everyday life things. Like they talked about The View, and then obviously Candace is in The View, so I really like that. They talked about Mary-Kate and Ashley. I died of laughter when they were talking about like their clothing line. Though by the price of that dress, no wonder they stopped acting. I'd love to hear all you guys' opinion on this show down below, so comment them and let's get chatting about Fuller House. And I want to know what you guys thought about it. Like scale it from like 1 to 10 being the best that you guys thought about this show and their first season. As much as I love Steve, I'm a little team Matt. No, I love Steve. I am torn. I would pick myself too, DJ. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and like it if you guys liked it. Yeah. And subscribe. And I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Bye, everyone.